Good morning. Are you ready to get energized? That's good, because it's time to get up.
Good morning, how are yous? I'm in quiet, creepy, silent mode because all my children are sleeping on the sofas. Crazy cats, crazy cats. I couldn't hear any of that music coming through my headphones there. I hope that the intro music hit you guys and you got it okay. I really do. Because that's kind of important. The music's sort of energizing, you know, so let's just get myself to the other camera as well. We don't want you there, and we do want, hold on, we need to turn the sound down on this, and the mic needs to be off. Yep, device is not connected. What is going on here? Let's just refresh that, shall we? Because we want to go and make some coffee. Coffee. Which is kind of important. Right, okay. Allow. I had this all set up. I turn my back for 1 second and technology is taking the Mickey. Device is not connected. Yes, they are. Oh, there we go. And let's tell it. Oh, there we are. That's what we want. Just want me there. Yes. Okay. Right. Let's move across and go make some coffee. Can you hear me? Good. Right. We'll move you out of the way. And why is that mic on? That's okay. How are you? Is there an echo? That should not be echoing. Desktop sound is there. Hang on. I know what this is. We need to go. That'll be better now. Yes. I swear. Let's bring up a chat window as well. I need to have a chat window. Chat window. Now you guys are seeing something completely different. Let me just come back to this bit here just now. Just in the meantime. I Again, I had this chat window set up, but for some reason, it's just not wanting to play today. Oh, I can hear that other microphone, hold on. There we go. Come on, chat window. Come on, chat window. Come on, chat window. I want to see who's out speaking today. Pickles! Aloha! Right, and then we will scroll that down. Right, you should have no echo just now, Pickles. And then when I transfer over to this one now, hold on, let's just make sure that that is there. So yeah, just you so far, that's okay. I think just you's enough. Pickles, that's always going to be good. And okay, let's just right, here we go. Check 1, 2. That's perfect. There you go. Listen, to me, it's not about the amount of people watching. It's just about getting on, having a bit of fun, delivering my message, which is one of love. Oh God, I thought my microphone was making noises there. It's my first morning cup of coffee, the remnants of it going down the sink. See, I just spent £200 on a new washing machine. Look how clean it is. Look how clean. Isn't that amazing? I don't like spending money, but see when something like an appliance breaks and you sort of like go look on the internet and go, do I really need to spend £200? And it's like, yeah, well, actually, it's either that or your clothes are going to be dirty. You have to go to the laundrette, which is more effort, or you have to get your mum to do it, which is more effort. Nah. Spend £200. So that's just £200 not going into savings this month towards my wife's visa. That's a bummer. But we're getting there. The money is slowly but surely coming in for the visa. I should be able to save up about another £1,000 before September, which should be, there we go, hang on, just like this, which should be enough. We're going to prepare breakfast for the kids this morning. I'm not going to cook it because breakfast will come after. It will come once we finish the show. But my daughter has high school transition today, so she has to excuse me, go to the high school. So she's very, very excited about that. Very excited. It's always a good thing when you see one of your children like crazily excited with positivity, apprehension, and confidence, fear, everything in a winner. And my daughter is spectacular about that. It was actually cancelled because of the virus, but then what they've done is they've kind of turned it all around to be staggered amounts of people, staggered amounts of times, and that way, if it's all staggered, it's safer. And not every child has been invited to it. It's just the people that are going to get more out of it. Like they're going to have, they'll be the leaders of the first year in high school. And they wanted a mixture of confident people and people that potentially might struggle if they didn't have this transition. But Ali is one of those people. She's a nurturing, caring young woman, and she'll go there and she'll get it all. which is good. I've not put any moisturiser on this morning. My face feels kind of like not awake yet. You know? Right, let's look at the chit chat, and then we'll go look at the window because it's pretty dreek. Ooh, we've got Morgan's in the house. Morgan. You know what? When you come into the show, Morgan, I always look forward to it so I can see Morgan. It's one of the highlights of my Morgan. You know, it's great. Love it. Morgan. Let's have a look at the chit chat then. So what's going on? The ladies are talking. Your love for your wife is I adore her. She's a good lady. We're really good friends as well, and we've both got the confidence to be ourselves. And nah, she's good fun. The other night there, we're sitting watching Fallen in preparation for last night's show, and she turned and she looked at me, and I'm like, oh, what's happened? She goes, sometimes I wonder if you're actually real. And I was like, you what? Oh. And it was just a nice thing to say. Right, let's have a look. Morgan saying, oh dear. Oh. Morgan. Oh man. Big virtual hugs. I can't, there's nothing I can say or do to make people feel better other than sort of like nod my head and say, look, you're a strong person. Big hugs. Massive hugs. That's all I can do. Apart from try and bring a smile to your face. And let's completely bring a smile to your face just now. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong button. This is the one I want to do. And we want to do that. Okay, we're in the camera and we are going to go to the camera. Check this out. Check this out. This is what I'm dealing with this morning. Why is that not coming on? Back camera. Right, there we go. Look. This is what happens when children come back after not spending 4 nights with their daddy. We're all camping out in the living room. They all like to do that, and I don't mind, to be perfectly honest. They're good kids, and I will tell you their story one time when you're older. Let's have a look out the window. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. Can you hear the birds? Look at the sky is that's a dreich sky, and there's a bit of a thin mist as well this morning. And looking down, yeah, it's wet. There's a bit of a drizzle in the air as well, and you can see that the cars have got like, they're all wet. You know, you can hear the wood pigeons. Oh man, I need to catch another wood pigeon. Come on, camera, turn round. There we go. And we have ambient traffic sounds as well as wood pigeons this morning. Weather's not great. One don't have to go anywhere. No, we don't, which is a positive thing. We'll leave that window open, get the stuffiness of the 4-person dormitory out of the way. You hear the birds. Yep, that black box thing was because I pushed the switch everything off button on my phone as opposed to the turn the camera around button on my phone. I hope you can still hear me now though. We're going to swap over. Okay. Get ready for the big transition. Why do we go back? 1 second, here we go. Right. We should be a-okay. We will get rid of that camera completely, and we should be on that camera right now. Good morning again. Pickles, you heard the birds. I wish the next piece of tech upgrade that I'm doing is I'm moving from an iPhone 8 to something bigger and better, because we slowly creep towards a greater amount of subscribers to be able to live stream out in the wilderness of Edinburgh. And on the 15th of July, a lot of the historical monuments open again in Scotland, and I'm a member of Historic Oh, daughter's alarm. Time to wake up and prepare to go to high school. Good morning. Morning. We'll let her snooze. Yeah, so some of the historical most of the historical monuments will open up, like the castles and things. So will I have 1,000 subscribers to be able to go mobile by then? I don't think so. But I was experimenting with going live with Twitch at these places. Apparently I can do it, and I did go live on a test run last week with Twitch from my phone, but it didn't pick up any sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I get my next good phone, because I've got plug-in microphones and where is it? Hang on, let me see if I can get it here. I have a special movie making frame. See this thing? Your phone kind of sits in there, right? And you kind of hold it like this, and it makes for a much steadier camera, but it's got fittings in the top that I've got special microphones that plug into devices that you can do, and it's got a built-in tripod, so you can leave it around and you can angle it and things. It's a very good piece of kit, and that's the sort of thing that I'll go out and do mobile broadcasts with, and it's worthwhile doing, because if I can get the opportunity to head up into the wilderness, using that camera frame to the wilds around Edinburgh and also the monuments, you guys are just going to love it. Go to my local green patch, which is the reservoirs outside Edinburgh. That's where I reset my brain during the times of anxiety and depression, and wow, it was totally worth it. Right, hold on a second, we need to make sure that the papers are on for that one. Yes, there we go, excellent. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to ramble nonsense and talk about what's in the papers. Well, let's have a quick look. Morgan is saying, so my dad's birthday on Sunday, his present still isn't here, but that's it. Oh my god, yeah, it's Father's Day on Sunday. Wow, my 3 children, these 3, will be at their mum's, which is fine by me, because it's my, what day is it today? Today's the 16th, yeah, so next Wednesday is my birthday, so we'll be having a birthday do then. I don't know, they said, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know, I don't care. What do you want for your birthday, Dad? Nothing. I don't need anything. There's nothing that I really want. Just you guys round, and we'll cook some burgers. It would be nice to maybe cook live in the kitchen, the burgers or something. That would be a great birthday thing to do. I'd love that, which is good. Right, anyway, let's get triggered on the papers, shall we, and see what's happening in the wide world of the papers. Okay, let's see. The Metro. Look at this. Q here. Wow, hold on a second. There is something wrong. You can't see the whole of that picture. Have I got that too? Let me just unzoom it a little bit. No, that's not enough. Right, hold on. I cannot abide you guys not seeing this properly. Uno secondo. Right, that's frame. That is window capture. Right, hold on. And we move that over that way. I'm just adjusting how it captures the screen just now. Why is that There we go, and then there we go. Now when I do this, you will see the E at the end of Q suddenly becoming full. Look at that. Aren't I clever? Right, anyway, Q here to get UK PLC going, public limited company going again. I hope that's a stock picture. I really, really hope that that is a stock picture, because that there is kind of worrying. You know, that's the sort of thing that it kind of upsets me to see things like that. People standing in a queue during the time of the virus is something that it's just wrong. It is just wrong. Why? That's got to be. Let's read what it says. Okay, an image showing a long line of patient shoppers, some clad in face masks. Where? Oh yeah, at the back there. So it is. It's not stock. I'm outside a Primark store in Milton Keynes. Takes up most of the Metro's front page. However, the paper describes chaotic scenes in London's West End, where it says social distancing rules were forgotten at the Nike Town store. I bet it was not just the Nike Town store. I don't even know what Nike Town is. It must just be a big Nike thing. Retail therapy, age-stricken UK economy. Well, look here. That is a better looking queue by a long shot. You know, and I think that when you look at things like that, it's that's a bit better than that. That's worrying. That is a bit more real. I mean, how are we supposed to continue to fight the good fight with the virus? You know, when that happens, it's just frustrating. Daily Telegraph: lockdown a disaster for society, says Haig. Interesting. I think it's more of a disaster for the economy. But if the economy is based on, you know, growth forever, if you're not growing, you're not, you know. Look, we have this amount of. Why is he not transitioning across? There we go. We have this amount of coffee, right? That's the amount of coffee that we've got. That's the economy, right? And we want that coffee to grow, right? We want more coffee all the time. So we want growth within the economy, not the commodity of coffee, but that's just a metaphor for it. So we go out and we spend the coffee on other things, and we buy other things. Eventually, that coffee in that mug, the economy, the money will run out. But growth is still expected. So they need to put more money or more coffee into the economy. So growth goes. Therefore, as growth goes, national debt grows. Do you see how that works? Hang on. There we go. There. No. Right there. Okay. Okay. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary that happens. But that's capitalism. I've got nothing against capitalism. You know where I think that it's a great thing that should be used to fund a for the people style system of management for civilization. But that's just by the by. Let's move on before I get really upset about that. Okay, millions of pupils doing no work. Footballer puts Tory on defensive over axing of free school meals. Yes, I can understand that. Free school meals are a good thing. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just a shame that the school meals are pretty shit. I've not come across a decent one there. Let's see what it says. A self-produced customer sports designer eye gear and plastic gloves on the front page of the Times. But the paper leads with a study that suggests 2 million children have had done little or no schoolwork at home during lockdown. I believe that. The lead academic on the UCL study tells the paper it threatens the educational development of a generation of children. I agree with that too. I mean, wholeheartedly agree with that. It's a damn shame to think that the kids these days, with all this going on here, right, are going to end up with a hole in their education. Now, my 3 kids that are at school, one of them is going into the 3rd year of high school, one of them's going into the 1st year of high school, and one of them's going into what we call primary 6, which is like your 6th year out of 7 in elementary school. If I think you only go up to 6th grade in elementary school. You have kindergarten, which might be like our primary 1, and like 7 years of basic education, and then junior high and high school. I don't know how it works. Anyway, right, primary 6 kid is the only one I'm concerned about. He's becoming much more diligent with his work ethic, which is good. And I have to say that I was, at the start of lockdown, a little bit more relaxed than I should have been. But now these guys all have to be up and dressed and breakfasted by 8 a.m. as if it was a school day, every day when they're here, right up to the start of the summer vacation. And they do it, which is good. It's one of the reasons where is that their mum's working from home just now, and she's more than capable of looking after them and keeping them going with their school stuff and everything. But I can devote like 100% of my time if they've got questions. I can check their work instead of printing out a sheet with like the numbers and filling in just a box for the answer for mathematical stuff. I make Ruin write it out, so he's got practice with his writing as well. So whatever he's adding, subtracting, dividing, he has to show the working rather than just put the answer in a box, which I think is better than just putting it in a box, to be perfectly honest. But that's by the by. But when you see headlines of like millions of pupils not doing work, that kind of, that's kind of scary. Are we going to grow up, are these kids going to grow up with a whole bunch of people that don't have the necessary skills to be able to compete in life with just other people? I hope not, because nobody deserves that at all. Let's have a look at the chat, see what you guys are saying about it. People are queuing at our local Primark from 1 a.m. That is stupid. It really is. I'm not asking Primark. I'm not risking Primark. It's a disaster at the best of times. Yeah, it's a busy shop. We've got I think we've got 3 around Edinburgh in different locations, and they're still all very busy. And your son's school has a fantastic menu for their meals. I seriously look at the menu and I'm like, I want to go to your school for food. Right, June, here we go. Explanation of American schools. Kindergarten to 6, junior high is 7 and 8, and high school 9 to 12. Right, got you. So we are nursery school, okay, which is kind of like I don't know whether that would be the same as kindergarten or not. And you go to nursery school for 2 years. Then you do primary 1 to primary 7, which is 7 years. That is your elementary type school. Then we just go to high school or secondary school, which is a further 6 years. And you can leave high school at the end of 4th year. So you can if you want to go out into the world and go to a college, you can do that. Colleges, like further education colleges rather than higher education colleges, and stuff like that. I think we've not got a bad education system in this country, to be perfectly honest, which is quite good. Right, Guardian. Policy chief setting up race inquiry denies institutional racism. God almighty. What does it say in the black box at the bottom? The Guardian reports that the government's Commission on Racial Inequalities is being set up by a Number 10 advisor who has previously suggested anti-racism is becoming weaponized. The paper said news of Munara Misra's role. Right, let's Google this person, who was met with dismay from experts and MPs. Why? How can you say that anti-racism is being weaponized? You know, I think I know what this person looks like. Munera's. Let's just Google this person. Oh man, it's not coming up. Have I spelled the name wrong? Right, okay. Let's look closer. Munira. Oh, there we go. When you spell the name right, it comes up properly. Oh, it's a lady. Right, okay. Like, wow. Okay, so, yes, she's not a person that is like, from what I've seen for her in the media before, she's not a person that speaks shit. But really, most of the stuff that I've seen her do has been very positive, other than the fact that she is I think she's a Tory MP. Let's see, director. She's a director of the Number 10 Policy Unit, a post which was appointed by incoming Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Blah blah blah. She previously worked under Johnson as Deputy Mayor for Education, so she's not an MP. She's a civil servant. And let's check her Wikipedia. I like looking at people's credentials. Right, so career, involved with left-wing politics, right. Wow, she was previously a member of the Revolutionary Communist Party, a small Trotskyist group that dissolved in 1997. Incredible. So, okay, and wow, amazing. You know, so somebody with, I don't get it. Why is she saying, I'm going to have to look closer at that. Why is she saying that anti-racism is becoming weaponized? It's not. It's fighting something which is kind of ingrained and has worn a rut through a granite road. You know, it's like the cartwheels of racism are so ingrained that the cart can't move sideways because of the tracks that it's made by wearing the stone out. Do you understand that metaphor? It's just, we need to lift the cart off the tracks and put it onto a different path to do the right thing. And like, you know, we talked briefly yesterday, I ranted briefly yesterday morning about my objection to removing statues and how I think that that's the wrong thing to do. I think going Wikipedia on them by making sure that people understand that the statues of people that owned plantations and that were slavers and things are not there to glorify them, but to remind us not to behave that way. That we as a society are very positive and forward thinking, and we want to leave a message for future generations that racism and slavery is unacceptable. Okay, we're not glorifying it, we are basically making people understand that these statues were put up in a time where that behaviour was acceptable. But nowadays it is not acceptable, but we recognise that we're here now because of that behaviour. You can't ignore that we are good people from those things. This is how you learn from the past. Thank you. Right, the thing is, I refuse to apologise for stuff that I personally haven't done, but I'm sure as Bose will stand up and use my voice. Yeah, I think we should all stand up to racism, and I'm not going to apologise as well for things that I've not done. I will apologise for things that I have done, happily, if I'm wrong, but I'm never wrong. Well, I am actually all the time, but that's not the point. And opinions are not right or wrong. They're just your feelings on a particular subject, and you're entitled to you're entitled to change your mind, about things. Good morning, Nyla. Nice to see you on a big pink hearty heart. Thank you for joining us this morning. I hope you're good. I've not had a chance to speak to you in ages. I hope you are okay. I hope that all the crazy stuff and launch of the terrible things that that my brother discovered on the internet is not affecting anybody or anything. I hope that you're good. I really do, because I kind of dipped in and looked at it and I thought, nah, I don't want to look at these things. I don't want to understand or hear them. Braver man than me. You're a braver lady than me for doing those things as well with them. So my hat off to you. Hang on. No, I'm not taking my hat off because my hair's a mess. Yeah, you're right. We can't erase history. You would just have to learn from it all. And I think that is incredibly important. That's it. Right, anyway, papers. Continue with it. Okay. Daily Express. PM. No ifs, no buts. Yes. One of my most favourite subjects to get really angry about, because it's contentious as hell. Brexit. Dun 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 dun. Boom. PM. No ifs, no buts. Brexit deal by July. In a country that voted for something really stupid and then voted for an even more incredibly stupid Prime Minister, the said Prime Minister comes up with yet another buzzline from his crazy shogun in the background, Dominic Cummings, with a no ifs, no buts Brexit deal by July. That gives you exactly 14 days, mate. Okay, 2 weeks. Can you pass legislation? Well, you can, because you've got majority, but wow, this guy's a lunatic if he thinks that that's going to be coming of it all. If you're not familiar with Brexit was a fucking joke, okay? It really is. I'm sorry if you disagree with my politics. I am a hardcore Remainer, because I know that the EU have got some terrible faults. Hang on, that's better. I can hear better now. They have some ridiculous faults, but you can't change it, right, if you're not part of it, okay? And to move away from the world's most consolidated market that has incredible standards as a block of trading people for getting other countries to trade with them. It holds other countries to account for the products they make, the quality that comes into Europe. You move away from that, all right? You're actually giving yourself a bum deal. You might boost the economy short term, but the products that come into the country are going to be of less quality, because you can't physically sign up for a trade deal as a country on your own. You have to do it as part of the bloc. And I don't disagree with that. I really don't disagree with that at all. Because at the end of the day, what you're wanting to do is you want to keep your population safe, and you want them to have the best you possibly can. It's like your kids. You're not going to go out and buy a rotten chicken for your kids to eat. You're not. You're going to go out and look for the best you possibly can. And that is the way that I look at how the EU does. Now, they're not perfect. They allow for minimum wage things in different countries that might be slightly less than what the country is done in. They do that. They don't make up the laws in the country. Okay, they have collective laws for things, and they've made up less than 5% of the legislation in countries. I don't think they're a bad thing. And to get your passport. I don't need a visa right now to go to Spain. I don't need a visa right now to go to Poland. I don't need a visa right now to go to Italy or any of the other 27 European countries. That is phenomenal. Before I even step foot in Russia, I need to pay about £120. What the fuck? Why are we giving all that up? All right, because people voted for it and felt that we were giving too much money to them. Losers. Sorry, if you disagree with me, I am sorry. You're a Remainer, and when I went to the result, you cried. It wasn't actually a legal vote. It was an opinion poll, yeah, it was called what they call an advisory referendum. But unfortunately, Theresa May, our Prime Minister, after the referendum, rushed through the articles with the EU without any form of discussion whatsoever. Listen, okay, Mojax is PM, right? Mo is PM. We've just had a referendum, an advisory referendum, and it's basically swung to be like 52% of people are voted for it. All right, I'll just say that. So it's quite a lot. What does Mo do? Mo does not rush off to appease the nation. He basically addresses the nation and say, we recognise that this is the case. Before we go jumping into this, okay, we know your opinions. We need to go and look at what is best. So we will go and put a committee together for the next 18 months to go and discuss these particular things: the economy, the trading factor, the visas, everything that's important. And then we're going to come back to you and we'll have a very simple public document produced to say pros, cons. All right, and we're going to have political entities involved in this committee, and we're going to have experts out in the real world and experts from Europe as well to come in an unbiased way. Now, when you go to buy a new car, okay, you just don't go in and say, oh, that's great, look at it, it's red, I want a red car, I'll have that one please, and make your mind up in just 2 minutes. If it's a brand new car, you're going to spend a little time, just maybe, even if you really want a red car, you might spend at least 10 minutes thinking, well, it's about £3,000 more than I can afford, how can we make that work? That is the same process of critical thinking we needed to have before Theresa fucking May decided to go and trigger the articles necessary to leave Europe. What a stupid cow. My God. Right, okay. Meanwhile, the Daily Express puts Brexit firmly on the day's agenda. Boris Johnson is pictured giving a thumbs up. Thumbs up, Boris. And he's not doing his pointy thing, he's just giving us all a big... What's that? Oh, I've got a wee scar. Giving us a thumbs up as the paper reports on the PM's assertion that Brexit talks need a bit of compin? Brexit talks need to start again, mate. You know, how can we honestly put something together before the end of the year when we're in the transition period, and if we don't have something together by the end of this year, we walk away with no deal, which is what most of you wankers want, but, you know, crazy. Let's look at the chat before I move on. I need to be anchored back down. Okay. You read 1984 once and it sent shivers down my spine. Yeah, I've read 1984 about 10 times, and Animal Farm as well. I can read Animal Farm, you can read in an afternoon. I've got a copy of it. I've got like a 3rd edition somewhere. I don't think it's up. That's the Russian books. I think it's in the shed. But Animal Farm is a book that I want my son to read. I think I might buy him a copy. I'll see if there's a cheapy one on Amazon and get that bought, because it's Animal Farm is a book that is a must read in society. You have to read it, because you don't have a choice. You should be made to read this in primary 7. It's not a difficult book to read, and it is a perfect allegory for society right now. There we go, Animal Farm. Why? Oh yes, £2.49. I don't want to rent it. Oh, that's a video, right? Okay. Oh, look, there's one I had at school. They don't have, and there's, oh man, they've got some of the old original covers of George Orwell's works. Yep, great stories, and terrifying, if you want my honest opinion. Yeah, Nyla, I agree with you. Animal Farm is one of the best books ever. The allegory behind it is perfect, and the phrase all animals are created equal, and then when they change it at the end, but some animals are more equal than others. That sums up, that one phrase sums up exactly how Western society is. They like us to think that all animals are equal, but unfortunately some animals are more equal than others, and that is the most frightening thing that we cannot actually change. I think the best example of this is how Epstein got away with what he did for all those years. He was an animal that was basically more equal than others because of the way that he could trade his ideas, his values, and be charming as hell. The guy got what he deserves if he's actually dead. I mean, there's rumours that he's floating around on his island dressed as a maintenance man. I don't know. But the point being is, he's a perfect example of how some animals are more equal than others. Oh, my mum's in the house, and so is Roberto. Good morning, Roberto. Hope you're well, brother. I hope that you have discussed with your good union friends, and the things that we've talked about. Roberto and I bounce off each other for the political landscape of Scotland, and how I'm very much a pro-independence person, and I think that Roberto is definitely seeing I'd probably say maybe a good 90% a believer now, Roberto. I don't hold, if people want the union, I get that, alright, I've got no problems with that, alright. I have problems with it when they talk shit about it, okay, saying, we can't do this, we can't do that, we're not big enough, we're not smart enough, we don't have enough money. Okay, right, I'm going to give you Scotland's political financial landscape in about 5 sentences. We earn, say, £100 as a nation. We send that £100 down to Westminster. They send us about £45 back up to spend and expect us to be able to do that. All right? What happens to that other £55? Where is it? Why can't we use it? It's our fucking money. It's our taxes. It's our VAT. It's all the money we raised as a nation. But we give it away. We fucking give it away. That is the Scottish political landscape in less than 5 sentences. There you go. Alright? That's why I want independence. I want that £55 back. Alright? Obviously, it's not £55, it's billions of pounds. But as a nation, with that amount of extra money, what we could do is ridiculous. We would be one of the smallest, most wealthiest countries in the world. Really. Enough said. Would you like me to do a ranty programme about Scottish independence? Okay, you will see a side of me that you've never seen before. I'm quite happy to do it, but it may put you off Mojax, because it's something I feel very strongly about. I am not anti-English and I am not anti-British. I am fundamentally anti-Westminster rule. I do not like the Parliament down there. Alright, so have a think about it, and if you feel that you want me to educate you with the history of the Scottish political field right up to the modern time, I will do a live special. It'll take me a week or so to put it together. In fact, I could probably just do it off the top of my head, but I would like it to be sound as a pound and have some interesting pictures for you to see as well. Excuse me. Okay, let's have a quick look at the chit chat. Good morning, Robert, says Nyla. Please, the movie Idiocracy is so good. It is really good, isn't it? Yeah, I quite like that. I was watching the trailers for it. I want my girls to be well read and well versed. I cannot trust the schools to do that. Yeah. I think, well, put it this way. My second youngest son is reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid just now. I've read that book about 3 times. You can read it in an afternoon again. It's a wonderful story, and he's enjoying reading it. And I think reading is an absolute gift. I think it's something. The written word is what kind of that type of communication makes us different from every other species on the planet. You know, it's really important. I'm sorry, I'm just reading what Robert did. So yeah, it makes us different from every other species on the planet because we can convey knowledge and learning without actually being there. You know, we don't need to have somebody doing it. Like we're talking even on, look here, this is a little box of wipes for your glasses, right? Now, if you didn't know how to use them, you could just go to the side and read the instructions and you've learned something. So it's not just books, it's mundane things. There's instructions on everything. Look, I have got, hey, you're going to laugh at this. This is, because I only have one saliva gland, I get this stuff called, I call it mouth lube. Sounds a bit naughty, but mouth lube is for when my mouth gets too dry that I can put this. It's like an oily gelatin coating around it, and it kind of holds the moisture in, and it helps me a lot. It doesn't help when I'm talking and things because it doesn't really lubricate the throat. Mouth lube. I know it's probably brought a smile to your face, some of yous, but no, it's not for anything remotely or overtly nefariously fun. All right, that's a whole different tube of stuff. Okay, but yeah. Where was I going with this? Products, yeah. So it says, it has instructions on the back of that as well. So we learn from all sorts of things every single day that we take for granted. Lube. Right, okay. Very good. I like that. Right, so Robert, you said, okay, yes, I do want you to discuss that, please, Mo. It'll be very interesting. I'll do that, Nyla. I think we'll have to do a special night. We'll do it one Tuesday night, and we'll kind of advertise it amongst the community. I will probably get contentious people coming on in the chat, and I won't engage. I'll switch the chat off for me. You guys can chat, but I won't look at the chat that night because it's a message I would want to convey, and then I'll engage in debate at the end for 20 minutes or something. You do a Scottish Independent show, it last 10 hours, so I'd be up for watching that though, bro. I reckon I could probably do it in about an hour and a half. I reckon that we could, we'll break it into 4 different blocks. Scotland pre-Union, Scotland why the Union, Scotland through the years, the Macron report, don't get me started on that, okay, and then up to the present day. And you will see why we have been like shat upon from a great height. But there you go. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're sending love. Nyla, I need to ask you a question, Nyla. Have you watched the Sunday show that I did? Were you around when I sent the ripples out into the world, the ripples of love across the internet? If you've not, you need to go back and watch the last half of the Sunday show. It was hilarious. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going on, I'm going to do 5 minutes every night of this because it's so much fun. Okay, I'm going onto the internet and looking for other streamers. People, I'd put in the search happy or small YouTube streamer. Okay, and then I click and set it up to live. Alright, and then it shows me the people that are actually live. And then I go into their stream, I make sure they've got less than 10 people. I go into their stream and I type sending you much love and hugs from Scotland. Have a happy Sunday or have a happy Monday, depending what it is. And they're rambling. They're basically going dabba 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 dum bam bam, and they're speaking and they're speaking and they're speaking and they're speaking. And then you can see them looking at the camera or looking at their screen. And they're going, Mojax Happy sending me love. Oh, brother Mojax Happy, high five. I'm sending you hugs back. You know, it was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And I've got like I don't know whether it is on my screen just now. I have a little thing. Let's see if it plays. I have a cheer thing just for that, you know. So whenever they come in, whenever they come and they mention Mojax, all right, they get a cheer. They don't hear it. They don't know that they're live, all right. But it is a perfect thing because my internet personality name is quite unusual, Mojax, right? Because that's so unusual, people look at it and they remember it. And I went back to somebody last night that I was in their room on Sunday, and I sent them more love, and they went, "Oh, Mojax, my brother, how are you? Is it good? It's good to see you again. Everybody give Mojax some love, give Mojax some love." And that is what I want to do. I want to send out like all those positive vibes, because if you touch just one person like that, okay, and you bring a smile to their face, it's perfect. And then you guys enjoy it because it brings a smile to your face, and that is the whole thing. Yeah, the channel got a lot of love. They did that night, Pickles. It was good. It was hilarious, and I think that's what we'll just call it. The ripples. That is what it's called. Because you send it a little bit of love and it ripples out to the whole world. It's very, very good. It's very positive. Anyway, back to the papers. I'm rambling. Oh, Financial Times. What a colour. Love the colour of that paper. Johnson and EU pledge revival in trade talks to seal post-Brexit deal. Okay, that is good. Right. We also met Mo's beanie. Yes, we did, didn't we? That girl from Nigeria. She was great. I followed her. I've been back and I've dropped a couple of messages on some of her content. It was like, wow, she was amazing. She was so funny, so funny. And she even took her hat off, and she had like a proper African lady's shaved head. And I was like, oh my God, you have no hair. You know, I was like shocked. Was it Kenya? Sorry. It was Kenya. It wasn't Nigeria. Maybe she was Nigerian living in Kenya. I'm not too sure. But Nigeria came up in the conversation at some point. There we go. Yeah, the Beanie Sister. What? Beanie Sister was funny because I was looking at. She's got the same hat as me, and I says, "I love your hat. I have the same hat too," sort of thing. And it was great. It was good fun. Daily Mirror. Hero versus a zero. England's Rashford vows to fight on after PM rejects summer extension plea. Hold on, what is this? Mirror juxtaposes pictures of Mr. Johnson and England footballer Marcus Rashford, who vowed to fight on after the government confirmed it would not provide free school meal vouchers during the summer. The paper says Rashford relied on the lifeline as a child. Well, there you go. You know, he doesn't rely on it now, but you know, we live in a country that is supposed to be civilized and wealthy. All right, we that is what Great Britain is, you know. But what? I mean, really? These meals are a lifeline for some people, and it cannot be denied that we might actually need them. Oh look, hold on a second. You guys can't be having this like this. Hold on. I need to fix. Why is that all like that? That is just so annoying. Right, that is, let's see, Windows capture. We need to capture that thing again. We need to do this. Oh, why? It's not wanting, it's for some reason up in the corner here where it says daily, you don't see the D, and that upsets me. Where is my Windows capture part? Right, good. Right, we're going to uncapture the window for a second, and then we're going to recapture it again. There we go. Let's see, does that fix it? No, it's not fixed it there, but it might fix it for me to actually. Nope, it's not going to let me fix it just now. We will just move on and see what the Daily Fail is saying. Minister, I knew I was saving tycoon millions. Housing Secretary admits that giving green light for 1 billion property development helped a Tory donor. Funny that, you know, a little bit of the whoa, high five handshakes to other brothers and sisters that are in the know and have donated to the Tories. Okay, the Daily Mail leads on Housing Secretary Robert Jennick's decision to approve a controversial planning application by a Conservative donor The Housing Secretary told MPs he had acted in good faith. Bullshit. And within the rules, probably. Okay, when he backed Richard Desmond's scheme for 1,500 homes in East London. I am not against people building houses for people and making money. I am so not against that in the slightest. However, if you are favouring people because of the brown envelopes stuffed with money coming to the party over somebody else, and you're sort of shaving the corners a little bit with like a big bit of sandpapery raspy file thing, you know, just to allow it to fit into the context of the rules, then nah, that's no good. Oh, hang on, is that J.K. Rowling? Yes, it is. Let's see what it says there. Hogwarts staff mutiny at J.K. Publishers over trans row. Has she not apologised yet? Wow, what a silly cow. What a shame, eh? She's just looks stupid. But she said these things because she was sexually abused. That makes people say that trans people are not real people. Of course it does. You know, I mean, I wasn't given enough sweeties. I wasn't given enough candy as a kid. Alright, so as a result of that, as far as I'm concerned, chefs don't deserve a job. That is how ridiculous that sounds to me. Okay, it might make you think, you might think slightly differently if you have been abused. I get that, but I don't understand. My brain does not compute. If you have been abused, wouldn't you be more open to and sympathetic towards the plights of other people who are also victimized and abused? I don't know. I'm not an expert in survivors. I'm not an expert in people that do that. I'm only an expert in what I've experienced, and a relative expert in my opinions. But my opinions are fluid. They're sponge-like. They're flexible. I can change my opinion, but I can't change my opinion on how can I have a serious conversation when there's an alien on the screen? And what a ridiculous headline. Cosmic. Space boffins say 36 intelligent alien races may live in our galaxy. How do they get that number? That's what I want to know. And talk about social distancing. The Star reports our nearest extraterrestrial neighbours live in our galaxy, but 17,000 light years away. How? I'm gonna buy this paper today. I need to read this. Fuck this. Let's just have a look. I need to see Daily Star. It's got to be on the internet. Daily Star Cosmic. Daily Star today. Okay, let's see what it says. Daily Star, excellent. And okay, I accept the cookies because this is going to be worthwhile. Where are your headlines about cosmic shit? It's not that. Okay, you've just got... No, I'm not interested. Daily Star, Cosmic headline. This is ridiculous. How can you see... There's bound to be more than 36. I mean, really, what is that all about? There's nothing coming up there for that. I'm going to buy the paper today. I'm going to talk about this article tomorrow. And I think, pray tell, that is the papers done, ladies and gentlemen. That is the papers actually done, which is a great thing. Let's do... Oh, I just dropped my camera. Are you okay? You didn't bump your heads, did you? And again, fuck's sake. Right. And let's just trans over to that one. Yeah, nice one. And make that leg a bit bigger. There you go. Shocking. Let's go back to the chat. Let's chat with you guys for a couple of minutes before... What time is it? We've been on for just over an hour, which is great. Okay, let's have a look. Yes, the names Mojax Happy, and I got Mojax, and I got Moji, and things like that as well. What names they gave me. It was a perfect night. I was poorless. I made my children watch it after I picked them up yesterday from their mums before they started schoolwork. I says, you have to see what I did on Sunday night. So I did that, and Alia thought this was great. So I just think that it's something that it costs nothing, and it brings a smile to people. Sorry, good morning, Barry. If they're 36, we're not listed with them. I love that. That is so true. So true. Oh dear. JK is a turf, and this house is done with her. What does turf stand for? You know, you have to tell me what that stands for. Because that looks like an interesting acronym, and it could be put on like a t-shirt. That is a sexy alien. I'm just saying. Okay, hold on. Let's go back and look at the alien. Let's bring up the bigger version of it here. Yep, there you go. There's the sexy alien. That's a mighty good alien. It's well put together. Take me to your leader. Oh, he only works Wednesdays. Right, very good. Crazy. Right, okay. What are the best news? Yes, the emergence of my pop filter. Oh, look what I found. Tell me, does this sound weird? I don't like ASMR toys, but that's like a kid's toy. And I was like going the other day there, I says, I'm gonna have to see what that sounds like in my ears. Hold on. It sounds like a bag of crisps, you know. Trans exclusionary radical feminist. Yeah, that is a great acronym. Wow, I like that. That is a really powerful label, isn't it? Wow. That's just spawned all sorts of thoughts in my head. I think that, wow. They believe that trans women are predators and trans men are misguided women trying to access the patriarchy. Listen, if people have values where a traditional household suits them, that's fine by me, alright? If people have opinions and views and feelings where it's not traditional, that's also fine by me. The moment either of these ideals start hurting people or hurting animals or exploiting people, that's when it does not sit fine with me. You know where I stand on this. I couldn't give two shits about your fucking life choices, alright? But if you're persecuted by somebody else, I have a problem with that. I don't want you and your life choices and your genetics to turn around and be exploited by somebody else because of an opinion. They are entitled to their opinion. They are not entitled to persecute you because of that. Yeah, basically, you existing pisses them off. That is their opinion, though. They can fuck off. Morgan, they can fuck off. They can. Quite happily, they can beat it. They're the ones with the problem, alright? You don't go around saying that heterosexual people that don't have the same feelings towards their life choices as you do are wrong. I am not wrong because I live in a traditional household. Am I wrong? No, I'm fucking not wrong. I love my family. And do I have a problem with you? No, I fucking don't. Why do I not have a problem with you? Because I don't give a shit. You're a nice person. That's all I care about. You know, if you're a nice person, you're a good person with a good soul, doing the right things, that's fine by me. It's like, okay, this is a bit contentious what I'm about to say. My lady wife was brought up in Russia, and socially they are completely different with their upbringings and their opinions on such things as we're discussing just now. It's to the point of, you know, it's foreign to me, and it's foreign to a lot of other people in the world, the way that the socialization towards trans and homosexuals is. And it's not all the time, not everybody feels that way, but, you know, my wife and I have had discussions about it. She is not a bigot, she is not against it, she is not for it, but she is very pro traditional households. How can would raising a child, she asked me this because she wants to understand it all, right? She came up with the question, if a child is raised in a homosexual house, would that not make that child more likely to be homosexual? And I'm like, no. Okay? They just have a different way of experiencing love from parents. It's the same deep-rooted love, but they see like two women or two men that are in love raising them, and that doesn't mean, in some cases, a traditional heterosexual family will do more harm because one of the parents is an asshole, or both parents are assholes. When a homosexual couple come together to adopt a child or to do artificial insemination and grow their own life inside them, alright, when that happens, my opinion is they're really wanting to have that family experience because they're family orientated with their values. What is wrong with that? Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. And it upsets me sometimes. But, you know, I pointed out to my wife people that I know that she has rubbed shoulders with that are homosexual, and she was like, really? I never knew that. I says, and do you have a problem with this? But no, I don't. I says, well, that's the thing. Does it mean that we're more enlightened than the Russians? No, it just means we've had a different way, a different direction of things. And it's not all Russians that have been raised like this. It's like if you go into the deep countryside of rural England or rural Scotland or rural Poland, you might find a less enlightened view. You know, that is where it comes from. It just comes from like not understanding. It's not about intolerance in these circumstances. Intolerance becomes a choice. If, like my wife, you were not misguided but not intolerant, but just didn't have the she's a very good critical thinker, but she hadn't critically thought about this. Okay? Now that she has, she understands my point of view. Alright? Which is great. There you go. Let's have a look at what we're saying here. Right. I don't care about what people do, but what people start trying to invalidate your existence. Yeah, I agree with you. I have a problem with that as well, Morgan. I think that everybody, if you exist, you fucking exist. And you have a right to breathe, to feed, to procreate, anything you want. Alright? Again, as long as you are not doing it at the expense of another soul. Alright? That is where my intolerance comes into things. Like, for instance, J.K. Rowling can have her opinions. They are wrong. Okay? And my opinion is that she's wrong. Okay? Because she invalidated what she said by using her past as an excuse for saying that. You know, it then basically puts other people that have experienced that in a very similar, her shadow gets cast over other people that feel that way or that have experienced abuse. Does that mean that everybody that's been abused or experienced like a sexual trauma in their life is going to hate trans people? No, it fucking does not. Anyway, look at that alien. Wow, he's a handsome devil. Absolute handsome devil. I'm coming back to the camera now. You've had enough of the alien. Okay, he dominated the screen in that rant. Good. Right, what time is it? It's 7:42. I need to get the children up. I need to get them up, and I need to get them breakfasted, and I need to get dressed because my mum's coming round and I need to wash the car or something. Anyway, let's have a quick last look at the chat. You were raised there in a heterosexual family. I am trans and bi. There you go. You know, absolutely. And are you a bad person for that, Morgan? Have you not raised your children perfectly? You know, there you go. And I would like to correct and say that I'm proud of you children. Ah, Nyla, that's great. I'm proud of you too. I'm just proud of you full stop because of what you've experienced and what you bring to my life with regards to your own personal experiences. You're a good woman. You're a strong woman. Alright? You're very, very good. And what a sexy alien. I would. Yes. Very good. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me this morning. We will leave with the evening outro once again, and I am going to go away and do what I've got to do today and set up. I will drop a message in Discord and over the airwaves of Instagram if we go on to do a bit of Slenderman tonight. The kids are asking me to do it as well, and I don't see why we shouldn't. It'll be a bit of fun. Alright, so you guys please take care. Goodbye to you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Pickles, Morgan, Nyla, Roberto if you're still here, my mum if you're still here, anybody else that I've not mentioned that's not joined in the chat. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll be back later on. Take care.
I hope you've been enjoying Mojax Happy's Radio Apocalypse.